Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we try to peel back the layers on big ideas, aiming to bring you clear, actionable insights. I'm Ethan Cole, your guide today, always, eager to explore what really makes us tick.
And I'm Maya Rivera. I'm here to help connect those, intriguing dots, offering the context that hopefully transforms just information into something genuinely useful. It's really a pleasure to have you join us for this exploration.
Today we're tackling something really fundamental, something that underpins pretty much every ambition we chase. The foundational pillars of success. We're talking mindset, persistence, organized thought, and that, undeniable spark, unwavering desire. These aren't just abstract concepts. They're like the actual architecture for achievement.
Indeed. And our journey today, it's largely informed by the profound insights found in William Braddock's work, The Enduring Principles of Achievement. Braddock gives us this really robust framework for understanding how these four elements aren't just important individually, but how they actually interlock. They create this powerful engine for, personal and professional triumph. It's a lens that I think really clarifies your own potential.
So our mission today is to unpack exactly how these four interconnected elements can truly unlock your potential, help you navigate the complexities of ambition and, drive real, tangible change in your life.
Yeah.
We're not just going to sit here and theorize. We really want to give you practical takeaways, the stuff you can integrate into your daily rhythm, like starting right now. Think of this as maybe your shortcut to being well-informed, hopefully packed with some surprising facts, and just enough, humor to keep you hooked. Okay, let's really dive into the first pillar. What I see is the absolute bedrock for everything else. Your mindset. There's that classic quote that just nails this perfectly, one I think about often. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Yet its power is just undeniable. Our thoughts, they quite literally shape our reality.
That's such a powerful starting point. And what's truly fascinating from a psychological perspective is how profoundly mindset shapes every single decision, every action, and ultimately every outcome in your life. It's so much more than just a casual thought.
Yeah.
It's really the underlying operating system of your mind. If you internalize a belief that you lack a certain capability, your brain isn't just passively accepting it. It actively seeks out and filters for evidence to support that very belief.
Why?
Which often leads to, reduced effort and maybe a narrower approach to solving problems. But conversely, a genuine belief in your ability that actively fires up different neural pathways. Think of it like carving a path in fresh snow.
Okay.
The more you walk it, the deeper and easier it becomes, right? Your brain literally strengthens connections for patterns of proactive engagement and, creative solutions.
So if our mindset is this fundamental operating system, then a shift in that internal architecture, it isn't just a minor tweak. It can fundamentally alter your entire trajectory. It suggests that transformation often begins not by changing the world around you, but by recalibrating the lens through which you see it.
Precisely. When your mindset undergoes this kind of fundamental shift, your perception of obstacles just transforms. What once looked like an insurmountable barrier might become an intriguing puzzle or even an invaluable learning experience. This new perspective, it doesn't just change your reaction, it fundamentally rewires your whole approach. It propels you towards innovative solutions and sustained effort rather than retreat or resignation. It's like getting stronger because of challenges, not despite them. Some call it anti-fragile.
Anti-fragile, I like that. And that leads us right into a concept that's really become a cornerstone of personal development, the growth mindset. At its core, a growth mindset is this, radical belief that your abilities and your intelligence aren't fixed. They're not set in concrete. Instead, they can be developed and enhanced through sheer dedication, consistent hard work, continuous learning, and that persistence we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
It's about seeing yourself as this dynamic work in progress, always capable of evolving and becoming more.
Yeah, and individuals who truly embody this mindset, they approach life with a really distinct philosophy. They don't just tolerate challenges, they actively embrace them. They see them as fertile ground for expansion, for growth.
Okay.
When setbacks inevitably happen, they don't view them as definitive failures, but as crucial learning opportunities, like essential data points in their journey towards mastery.
Data points, yeah.
And importantly, they view effort not as a sign of weakness or maybe a lack of innate talent, but as the direct, indispensable path to true mastery. This belief system, it's a powerful incubator for incredible resilience and this almost insatiable desire for continuous improvement.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting with a classic example,
Mm.
Michael Jordan.
Ah,
Most people know him as, well, arguably the greatest basketball player ever. But what many overlook, maybe never even knew, is that he was famously cut from his high school varsity team.
right.
Think about that for a sec. The future GOAT, sidelined. Now, someone with a, sixth mindset might have just concluded, well, I guess I'm just not good enough, and walked away.
Yeah, probably.
But Jordan, he didn't see that failure as a definition of his potential. He saw it as rocket fuel. He made that conscious choice to work harder, to refine his skills, to prove them wrong.
His story is just a textbook example of the growth mindset in action, isn't it? Jordan's iconic quote, "I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." It's not just a powerful soundbite.
Oh,
It's a profound distillation of his philosophy. He didn't categorize those moments as failures in the usual sense, but as, like, iterative steps, each one providing invaluable feedback, informing his next move, making him incrementally better. It really highlights the core principle. Mistakes are not endpoints. They're powerful, indispensable teachers on the path to mastery.
So, for you listening right now, maybe consider this. How might you view your own challenges, your own perceived failures, through that same growth lens? What if that recent stumble isn't a dead end, but actually a crucial piece of information guiding you toward a better solution? It's a subtle shift, I know, but the impact can be huge. Now let's flip that coin and look at the opposite, the fixed mindset.
Right. The other side.
This is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence, your talents, they're all static. You're born with a certain amount, and that's kind of it. You either have it or you don't.
Right.
And frankly, this idea is less a philosophy and more like a self-imposed prison.
It really is. It's a self-limiting belief system that can dramatically hinder potential. Individuals operating from fixed mindset, they often exhibit several telltale behaviors. They tend to actively avoid challenges.
Why is that?
Well, primarily because they fear that trying and maybe failing will expose some perceived fundamental flaw in their abilities,
Yeah.
right? Which could damage their self-image.
Ah,
They might also feel threatened by the success of others, seeing it as a reflection of their own inadequacy rather than, say, an inspiring benchmark. And perhaps most detrimentally, they often perceive criticism not as constructive feedback, but as a direct personal attack on their inherent worth or capability.
ouch.
Yeah. The implications of this mindset are profoundly restrictive. It actively stifles personal development because, well, if you believe your abilities are fixed, why invest strenuous effort in trying to improve them?
Makes sense.
It almost guarantees giving up easily when obstacles inevitably pop up, as the individual quickly rationalizes, I'm just not cut out for this. This worldview creates this cycle of perceived limitation, preventing growth and resilience. And we often see confirmation bias playing a big role here.
How so?
People with a fixed mindset, they unconsciously seek out evidence that confirms their belief in their own limitations, which makes it even harder to break free.
That's a really insightful point about confirmation bias. So for our listener, I'd invite you to honestly reflect. Have you ever caught yourself in these patterns? Maybe shying away from a new challenge or feeling that slight pang of envy at someone else's win. It's, perfectly human.
Absolutely.
But recognizing these signs is the essential first step towards making a really powerful and liberating change. The truly good news, though, is that shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth one isn't some mystical, impossible thing. It doesn't require a magic wand,
No.
but it does demand deliberate, conscious effort. It's much like retraining a muscle, building new neural pathways, one intentional thought at a time. It feels kind of clunky at first, I know from experience.
Absolutely. And there are very actionable, concrete strategies you can use. First, embrace challenges. Instead of reflexively avoiding difficulty, consciously reframe it as an opportunity to learn, to expand your capabilities, to strengthen that mental muscle. See it as an invitation to grow.
Okay, embrace challenges. What's next?
Second, reframe criticism as feedback. Instead of internalizing it as a personal attack, actively look for the valuable data embedded within the criticism. Ask yourself, okay, what specific insight can I get from this? How can this actually make me better, smarter, more effective?
Right. Find the nugget of truth.
Exactly. And third, celebrate effort. Recognize and deeply value the entire process of hard work, dedication, and persistence, not solely the final outcome. The journey itself, the consistent application of effort, that's where the most profound and enduring growth truly happens. And that effort deserves genuine acknowledgement.
Building on that, a simple daily action step you can integrate immediately is this. Each morning, try saying this affirmation aloud. I believe that through consistent effort, I can improve and succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just say the words, try to actually feel them. Repetition over time isn't just idle chatter. It actively builds and strengthens that core belief. It quite literally helps rewire your brain towards a more growth-oriented perspective. It's subtle but really powerful practice.
The power of belief in making this shift happen, it really cannot be overstated. Napoleon Hill, in his classic work Think and Grow Rich, he emphasizes that unwavering faith in one's ability to succeed is absolutely essential.
Faith, yeah.
This isn't just about wishing for a positive outcome, it's a deep-seated conviction that you possess the inherent capacity to grow, to adapt, and to overcome any challenge. When you genuinely believe in your capacity to improve, it gives you the necessary confidence to take bold, sometimes risky actions, even when the outcome isn't immediately guaranteed.
And that ties directly into how we view learning from failure, doesn't it?
Completely.
Success isn't about perfectly avoiding every misstep. It's about learning profoundly from them and using that wisdom to move forward with greater insight. That rock-solid belief in your capacity to adapt and overcome is precisely what empowers that forward momentum, turning setbacks into springboards. Think about another incredible real-life example, Steve Jobs. Here's a man who co-founded Apple, only to be famously fired from the very company he helped to create. I mean, if that isn't a monumental professional setback, I don't know what is.
Huge.
Yet, instead of letting this crushing experience define him as a failure, Jobs used it. He learned, he grew, he started NXT and Pixar, and eventually he returned to Apple, leading it to some of its most monumental successes, arguably defining the technological landscape we all live in today.
That is just a perfect illustration of a growth mindset under immense pressure. Jobs didn't interpret being fired as, like, a permanent validation of inadequacy or a final judgment on his capabilities.
No.
Instead, he processed it as a temporary setback, a profoundly challenging learning experience that allowed him to refine his vision, his leadership style, his approach to innovation. His willingness to embrace that failure as a crucial, transformative part of his journey is precisely why he was able to innovate so audaciously and eventually guide Apple to such incredible heights. It really reinforces the idea that even the most impactful leaders hit significant roadblocks. But it's their mindset that ultimately determines their response and, well, their eventual outcome.
So how do we actively cultivate this growth mindset in our day-to-day lives? It's not enough to just intellectually get the concept right.
Right, it's about practice.
It's about integrating it into our actions. Here's the structured approach, a simple daily plan for you, our listener, to build this powerful foundation. Start with morning affirmations. Every single day. Affirm your belief in your potential by genuinely saying, I embrace challenges and I grow through effort. Remember, the consistent repetition is key to that rewiring. Next, maybe create a simple mindset journal. At the end of each day, just take a few minutes. Reflect on one challenge you faced, no matter how small it seems. Write down how you chose to view it as an opportunity for growth and what specific insight you learned from it. This practice actively solidifies those new, more empowering thought patterns. And finally, maybe implement a weekly progress check. At the end of each week, carve out some time to review your journal entries. Look back at the challenges you identified and the growth opportunities you seized. Celebrate the progress, however incremental it might feel, that you've made in deliberately shifting your mindset.
This is where commitment becomes so vital. We strongly encourage you to commit to this practice for at least 30 days. It's not just about trying it once or twice. It's about establishing a solid, consistent foundation, transforming these intentional thoughts into ingrained habits. This consistent, deliberate effort is kind of the crucible where a stronger, more resilient mindset is truly forged.
Think about it. These simple, consistent practices can fundamentally rewire your brain for success. They empower you to approach every new day, every new obstacle, with a powerful sense of possibility rather than being held back by self-doubt. It's an investment that pays truly profound dividends.
All right, so we've firmly established that mindset sets the stage, right? It's the rich, fertile soil where ambitions get planted. But what then keeps that garden thriving, even through drought or unexpected storms or relentless pests? That, my friend, is persistence. Persistence isn't just a quality, it's the relentless engine that keeps you moving forward, quite literally, no matter what challenges pop up. Precisely. Persistence is often the single trait that truly distinguishes those who ultimately achieve their grand ambitions from those who, unfortunately, give up prematurely. The path to any significant, worthwhile achievement is almost never a straight, smooth line.
Never.
It's invariably fraught with difficulties, unexpected setbacks, moments of profound self-doubt, and yeah, the temptation to just quit. It is precisely during these challenging, often discouraging times that persistence acts as this unstoppable force, ensuring continued forward motion when many others would simply concede defeat and walk away.
That raises an interesting question, though. Why do most people tend to give up too soon? I suspect a significant part of it is the almost societal expectation of, like, quick results.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We live in this world of instant gratification where everything from info to deliveries arrives almost immediately. So when we don't see immediate visible progress towards a big goal, we quickly start to doubt ourselves, question our abilities, and often lose motivation at the first sign of real difficulty. It's a very human response, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a trap.
That's a critical observation. True persistence, however, is about embracing a conscious, unwavering commitment to long-term, sustained effort. It requires a deep understanding that significant progress, the kind that yields truly profound and lasting results, almost always unfolds slowly, incrementally, and often invisibly for long stretches. It's fundamentally about recognizing that this journey isn't a sprint, it's an endurance marathon, where each small, consistent step steadily builds towards something monumental, even if the immediate impact isn't always, screaming for attention.
And this often demands we push through what I call short-term discomfort.
Right.
Success, by its nature, is inherently uncomfortable sometimes. It requires pushing beyond your current capabilities, stretching into the unknown, and staying resolutely committed even when the immediate results aren't obvious. And let's be honest, one of the biggest psychological barriers to sustained persistence is that primal fear of failure.
That fear of failure is undoubtedly a powerful deterrent, but it's absolutely crucial to reframe it. Failure isn't the opposite of success. In fact, it's almost always a crucial, indispensable stepping stone towards it.
Okay.
When you actively adopt the mindset that failure is simply invaluable, feedback-precise, targeted data that informs and refines your next attempt, you become exponentially less likely to give up. Each perceived failure then doesn't move you away from your goal, but rather analytically moves you closer to a viable solution.
This brings to mind the quintessential story of persistence. Thomas Edison.
Oh yeah, classic.
We all know him as the inventor of the practical light bulb. But what's often conveniently glossed over are the literally thousands of times he failed before he finally succeeded. The historical accounts say well over 1,000 attempts.
Incredible.
He didn't just accidentally stumble upon it. It was a grueling, persistent process.
And that's exactly why Edison's perspective is so incredibly enlightening and instructive. His famous quote, "I have not failed, I just found 10,000 ways that won't work," perfectly encapsulates this profound reframe.
Right.
He wasn't counting failures in the negative sense. He was systematically accumulating invaluable data points. Each experiment, each iteration that didn't work, was meticulously logged as valuable feedback, systematically narrowing down the vast array of possibilities, guiding him closer and closer to the eventual successful solution. He was, in essence, systematically eliminating non-viable paths.
Which is progress.
Which is a powerful form of tangible progress, exactly.
So as a daily persistence habit for you, the listener, maybe try this. Set a daily goal to deliberately overcome one small challenge. It could be something you've been putting off, or just taking one extra, slightly uncomfortable step toward a larger goal. Actively practicing these small acts of persistence daily actually builds your persistence muscle over time, fortifying you for the bigger hurdles that will inevitably come.
This consistent daily practice of overcoming minor discomforts or challenges is precisely how genuine, deep-seated resilience is truly forged. And underpinning this entire process is an unwavering belief in the power of persistence itself. Napoleon Hill, back in Think and Grow Rich, he profoundly stresses that faith in your efforts eventually paying off is absolutely critical for sustaining that persistence.
Right.
Without that underlying conviction, that inner knowing, it becomes far too easy to succumb to doubt and just give up when the going inevitably gets tough.
It's not just about working hard, is it?
No, not just that.
It's about working hard with an unshakable faith in your vision and the eventual arrival of success. Even if it feels distant or elusive right now, it's that deep inner knowing, that resolute conviction that keeps you moving forward, even when external validation is scarce. So let's add another potent daily affirmation to our toolkit. I believe that my consistent efforts will lead to success no matter how long it takes. Repeat that to yourself, internalize it, let it fuel your resolve. Let's talk about some truly inspiring, real-life examples of this unwavering persistence. Think about Walt Disney.
Oh, great one.
Before building a global entertainment empire that basically defined generations, he faced multiple crushing failures. He was famously fired from a newspaper job for lacking creativity. Can you imagine telling Walt Disney he wasn't creative?
Unbelievable.
He also experienced early business bankruptcies, yet he persisted. His grand vision for animated stories and immersive theme parks, pursued against incredible odds, eventually came to magnificent fruition.
And then, of course, there's J.K. Rowling. Her journey with Harry Potter is another powerful testament to sheer, unyielding persistence. She faced an astounding 12 rejections from publishers.
12.
12. All while living on welfare as a single mother. Imagine the crushing weight of those rejections, the constant financial and emotional struggle. Yet, her unshakable belief in her story and her relentless persistence in finding a publisher eventually led to worldwide fame and a literary phenomenon that captured millions of hearts. These stories powerfully illustrate that setbacks are not just common.
No.
They're a universal, integral part of the journey to success. Persistence is simply the essential bridge that allows you to cross them.
Absolutely. Those stories really highlight that it's not about somehow avoiding roadblocks. It's about having the inner fortitude to consistently push through them, learning from each one. And speaking of how small, consistent actions lead to monumental results, this brings us to a truly powerful concept, the compound effect.
Ah, the compound effect. It's a fundamental, almost invisible principle that explains how small, seemingly insignificant actions, when sustained with unwavering consistency over extended periods, lead to massive, exponential long-term results.
Exponential, yeah.
It's analogous to the power of compound interest in finance, right? Investing a small amount consistently doesn't just grow linearly, it accelerates dramatically over time. This principle applies equally, maybe even more powerfully, to our habits, our efforts, and our personal growth.
To give you a practical example, let's say your grand goal is to write a full-length novel. That can feel incredibly daunting, maybe even paralyzing to think about. But if you commit to writing just 500 words each day, consistently, without fail, that seemingly small action adds up to 182,500 words in a single year. That's more than enough for a substantial novel. Persistence doesn't always mean dramatic, heroic actions. Often it's simply showing up, doing that one small thing every single day. So for your action step, I challenge you to break down your larger, intimidating goals into these small, consistent daily actions. Commit to them. Trust in the often invisible power of the compound effect. And just watch with fascination how those tiny seeds of effort eventually blossomed into something truly remarkable. To really build your persistence muscle, here's an action plan, a structured approach you can deliberately implement daily. First, engage in daily persistence practice. Each day, actively complete one task that pushes you just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Whether it's a small task you've been avoiding, making that difficult phone call, or an extra rep in your workout. This consciously builds that crucial muscle. Second, track your progress. Keep a simple, visible log of the challenges you've overcome each week.
Seeing your accomplishments, no matter how small, visibly laid out helps you recognize your growth, validates your effort, and significantly strengthens your resolve to keep going. And third, schedule a weekly review. At the end of each week, take a dedicated moment to reflect on how your consistent persistence, those small daily pushes, has incrementally moved you closer to your overarching goals. Acknowledge your efforts and truly celebrate the ground you've gained.
This is another practice that truly benefits from a one-month commitment. By consistently engaging in these steps, you'll not only systematically build your persistence muscle, but also witness firsthand how those small, deliberate actions truly compound into significant and measurable success over time. It's about demonstrating to yourself, through tangible, repeated experience, the profound results that perseverance inevitably brings.
All right, so we've got our powerful mindset as our foundation and the relentless engine of persistence driving us forward. What's next in this architectural blueprint of success? It's the critical step of giving precise direction to all that energy, the art of organized thought. Success isn't some random stroke of cosmic luck. It's the highly intentional result of a clear, meticulously crafted vision, powerfully backed by well-structured, organized thought.
That is an absolutely crucial distinction.
Yeah.
Without profound clarity, our aspirations just remain vague, nebulous dreams, perpetually floating in the realm of what if, rather than manifesting as tangible what is. Organized thought is far more than simply thinking. It's about meticulously structuring those thoughts into an actionable plan, a tangible, step-by-step roadmap that breathes vibrant life into your vision. Without this disciplined approach, even the most ambitious and heartfelt dreams, well, they just can't materialize into reality.
And this leads us to a really important differentiation that often gets overlooked. The one between vague dreams and crystal clear, actionable goals.
Yes.
A lot of people understandably say things like, I want to be successful, or I want to be rich. Those are perfectly understandable aspirations, but let's be honest, they're not actionable. They lack direction, they lack specifics, and they certainly don't come with a practical roadmap.
Absolutely. A clear goal, conversely, is inherently specific, objectively measurable, realistically achievable, highly relevant, and precisely time-bound. The classic SMART framework, essentially.
Right, SMART goals.
Instead of the amorphous, I want to be rich, a clear, organized goal might be, I will increase my income by $50,000 this year by launching a new product line within 6 months and securing 5 new anchor clients by December 31st. This provides a distinct, unambiguous roadmap, meticulously outlining exactly what success looks like and the precise sequential steps required to achieve it. It's the profound difference between idly wishing for a destination and possessing precise, turn-by-turn GPS coordinates.
So for your action step right now, I challenge you to take one of your current broad, somewhat vague dreams and transform it into a specific, measurable goal. Instead of simply saying, I want to get healthy, push yourself to turn it into something clear. I will lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 3 times a week for 45 minutes and meticulously following a healthy, portion-controlled diet. See how that immediately gives you a tangible path, a blueprint for action. Next up, the truly transformative power of creating a vision. Your vision isn't just a hopeful thought. It's that vivid, deeply immersive mental picture, that rich internal landscape of the future you were determined to create. But this isn't passive daydreaming.
No.
It's a powerful, active mental rehearsal for success. It's consciously, deliberately designing your future in your mind before you even take the first physical step.
When you actively engage in this kind of immersive visualization, you are essentially constructing a robust mental roadmap within your own brain. The more detailed, sensory-rich, and emotionally resonant your vision, the more powerfully it becomes capable of focusing your subconscious mind and precisely directing your conscious actions. But here's the absolute key, and this ties back to our earlier discussion on mindset.
Mm.
You must cultivate an unwavering belief that this vision is truly, genuinely possible for you.
Belief again.
Faith in your vision imbues you with the profound confidence needed to pursue it relentlessly, even when external circumstances or other people might express doubt.
Let's consider Steve Jobs once more. He wasn't merely a visionary. He possessed an almost audacious, unshakable belief that his radical ideas could fundamentally change the world. That fierce belief, coupled with his incredible capacity for organized thought, the ability to meticulously break down immensely complex ideas into actionable, sequential steps, led to revolutionary products like the iPhone and the iPad. He famously declared, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." That quote powerfully reinforces the immense power of holding an audacious belief in your vision, no matter how grand or impossible it might initially seem to others. So, for your action step here, dedicate focused time every day to visualize your ideal future. But don't just passively imagine it. Immerse yourself fully in the emotions of that success. How will you feel when you achieve your goal? What sensations will accompany that triumph? This deep emotional connection isn't just a feel-good exercise. It actively generates the powerful energy and unwavering drive needed to truly manifest your vision into reality.
And this is precisely where Napoleon Hill's profound emphasis on belief becomes so critically important once again. It's simply not enough to intellectually have a vision. You must believe in it with an unwavering, almost absolute faith. Doubt, as Hill highlights repeatedly, is the ultimate corrosive enemy of success.
The enemy, yeah.
When you operate from a place of genuine, unshakable belief that your vision will inevitably come to life, you are exponentially more inclined to take those necessary, often difficult actions and to persist relentlessly, even in the face of daunting, seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Think about it. That rock-solid confidence, powerfully propelled by belief, is exactly what allows you to move forward, to take risks, to make tough decisions, even when external circumstances are challenging or ambiguous. It's like your inner compass and gyroscope. So here's another potent action step. Immediately after you visualize your goal, actively affirm your belief that you can absolutely achieve it. Repeat positive, empowering statements like, I believe in my vision and my unwavering ability to make it happen. The more consistently you reinforce this core belief, the stronger and more resilient your confidence will become. Now, organized thought isn't exclusively about crafting grand, overarching visions. it's equally vital for navigating your day-to-day
It's
decisions.
true.
When your mind is cluttered with competing thoughts and distractions, it's incredibly difficult to know where to focus your precious energy. But when your thoughts are clear, concise, and powerfully aligned with your overarching vision, decision-making becomes significantly easier, faster, and far more effective.
Precisely. When your daily thoughts, your micro decisions, and your actions are all meticulously aligned with a clear, overarching vision, it creates a powerful synergistic effect. You're not merely making choices, you're making highly intentional choices that actively streamline your path towards your desired future, rather than scattering your precious energy in disparate, unproductive directions. It's about cultivating profound intentionality in every single thought and action.
A brilliant example of this in action is Elon Musk's famously methodical approach. He's renowned for his first principles thinking,
Ah,
which
yes.
involves systematically breaking down complex problems to their most fundamental, irreducible truths, and then painstakingly building solutions from scratch, rather than merely reasoning by analogy or based on what's been done before.
Mm.
This incredible clarity and discipline of thought has empowered him to revolutionize seemingly disparate industries like space travel and electric cars by systematically tackling extraordinarily complex challenges with unprecedented success. So for your action step, the next time you're facing a significant decision, try applying first principles thinking. Ask yourself, what is the absolute core issue I'm genuinely trying to solve here? What are the fundamental, undeniable truths? By stripping away assumptions and focusing intensely on that root problem, you prevent getting sidetracked by distractions, superficial concerns, or maybe conventional wisdom that just might not apply.
What's also critically important is to emotionally connect deeply to your vision, understanding the profound why behind your goal. A vision existing purely as an intellectual concept without a powerful emotional anchor remains merely a thought. It doesn't have staying power.
Just a thought, yeah.
It's that deep, personal, often visceral why that truly fuels your persistence, provides an inexhaustible reservoir of energy, and anchors your resolve when challenges inevitably arise. It transforms a detached mental exercise into a deeply personal, non-negotiable quest.
So I encourage you to really dig into this. What will achieving this goal truly profoundly do for your life at its deepest level? How will it impact the lives of those closest to you, your family, your friends, your community, your colleagues? The deeper, more personal, and more profound those emotional reasons are, the more powerful and enduring your motivation will become. Consider the compelling journey of Oprah Winfrey.
No, perfect example.
Her desire for success wasn't merely about accumulating wealth or fame. Growing up in profound poverty, her desire was deeply, intrinsically interwoven with her personal experiences of immense hardship and a profound, almost spiritual drive to empower and uplift others. This powerful emotional connection, her unwavering why, fueled her through immense adversity, from her incredibly challenging childhood to significant professional setbacks, ultimately leading to her global success, unparalleled influence, and enduring legacy.
Oprah's journey vividly illustrates the transformative, almost alchemical power of an emotionally connected desire. It wasn't simply ambition. It was a deeply personal, resonant mission, a calling. This level of profound emotional investment provided her with an inexhaustible reservoir of motivation, enabling her to transcend extraordinary obstacles and build an empire focused on upliftment, connection, and empowerment. It powerfully reinforces the idea that when your desire is rooted in something genuinely bigger than yourself, it becomes an unstoppable force.
For your action step, take the time to meticulously write down the personal and emotional significance of your goal. Articulate precisely how achieving it will not only transform your life, but also positively impact the people and world around you. Keep this written statement somewhere visible, a constant reminder. Revisit it often, because this profound emotional connection is precisely what makes your desire truly unstoppable. All right, so you've got your clear vision, and you believe in it, you've turned it into an actionable blueprint. This is where organized thought truly translates into tangible, measurable progress. Without a coherent, step-by-step plan, even the most inspiring vision can feel overwhelming, like a castle in the air. Here's a structured approach for creating that practical blueprint. First, break your vision into component goals. Identify the smaller, distinct goals that collectively constitute your larger vision. For instance, if your grand vision is to launch a successful tech startup, okay? Your smaller component goals might include developing a minimum viable product, building a robust website, securing seed funding, and acquiring your first 100 paying customers. Makes sense.
Yeah, breaking it down.
Second, create a realistic timeline. Assign specific, achievable deadlines to each of these smaller goals. This injects a vital element of accountability. and provides a clear, objective way to track your progress. Remember, a goal without a deadline is just a wish.
Right. Gives it teeth.
Third, outline daily or weekly actions. Break down those component goals even further into bite-sized, manageable daily or weekly tasks. Constantly ask yourself, what specific, measurable action can I take today or this week to move demonstrably closer to my vision? This is where that compound effect really shines again. And fourth, prioritize high-impact tasks. Ruthlessly identify which tasks will generate the greatest impact and propulsion toward your goals, and then focus your energy on those first. Don't get sidetracked by less important activities that merely fill time. Pareto principle, right? 80-20.
Exactly. Focus on the vital few.
For your action step, choose just one of your current goals right now. Write down the specific, tangible actions you need to take to achieve it. Then, crucially, schedule those actions into your calendar and commit to taking them consistently, day after day. This structured approach, this meticulously crafted blueprint, transforms daunting, abstract dreams into manageable, concrete steps, making success feel not just possible, but genuinely and imminently achievable. It takes the abstract and makes it powerfully concrete. So we've navigated mindset as our foundation, persistence as our unstoppable engine, and organized thought giving us our clear roadmap. What's left? What fuels that entire journey, day in and day out, providing the relentless energy required? It's unwavering desire, that intense burning need, far more than a fleeting wish, that serves as the internal fire driving all meaningful action. This is a deep, emotional, almost visceral craving for your goal.
Indeed. Desire truly serves as the fundamental catalyst for all the other elements we've discussed. It's the intrinsic energy that propels you through difficulties, sustains your persistence when you inevitably encounter roadblocks, and provides the necessary, almost boundless motivation to meticulously execute your organized plan. Without this internal fire, this deep-seated passion, even the most brilliant plans and the most resilient mindsets can, and often do, falter. Napoleon Hill, back in Think and Grow Rich, considered burning desire to be an absolutely non-negotiable force, the foundational prerequisite for any significant success. He posits that this burning desire transforms your goal from a mere option, something you might like to achieve,
Right, nice to have.
into an absolute necessity, something you must achieve. It's that profound emotional need to bring your objective to life, distinguishing those who achieve greatness from those who merely wish for it. Without this intense, almost obsessive drive, even individuals with immense talent and potential may fall far short of their capabilities.
And this is precisely where we see the stark contrast between lukewarm goals and a truly burning desire. If your goal is just something you're kind of half-hearted about, something that would be nice to have, the moment challenges inevitably arise, and trust me, they will arise, it's incredibly easy to lose momentum, to get discouraged, and ultimately to give up. But with a genuinely burning desire, that internal unquenchable fire ensures you keep moving forward, regardless of how tough, how painful, or how long the road becomes. It's non-negotiable. It's like a part of you. Let's revisit J.K. Rowling's story here, not just for her persistence, but for what powered it. When we discussed her 12 rejections for Harry Potter, we highlighted her resilience. But what was the engine behind that persistence?
The desire.
It was an unshakable, profound desire to tell her story. Even when she was struggling, living on welfare, facing immense hardship and societal skepticism, her desire to share the magical world of Harry Potter was so potent, so deeply ingrained that she simply could not be stopped.
And that's the critical, often overlooked insight. Her desire was not just a fleeting fancy or a whimsical wish. It was an emotional imperative, a profound inner calling. This deep, intrinsic need to manifest her story into the world propelled her through every single rejection, every moment of self-doubt, every financial struggle. It vividly demonstrates how an unwavering desire acts as an inexhaustible fuel source, empowering you to endure adversity, to navigate discouragement, and to maintain forward momentum until success is ultimately, inevitably achieved.
So for your action step, take some dedicated time to deeply reflect on your most significant goal. Really ask yourself, how deeply, how truly do I want this? Is it a casual wish, something that would be nice, or is it something you feel emotionally connected to at your core, something you genuinely need to bring into existence? If it's not yet a burning desire, keep digging deeper, peeling back the layers until you unearth those core, profound emotional reasons behind your goal.
For your desire to possess the necessary, almost superhuman strength to propel you through inevitable setbacks and daunting obstacles, it must be intricately and profoundly tied to your deepest emotions. The more profound and intensely personal your connection to that goal, the more intense, unyielding, and ultimately unstoppable your desire will become. This is about internalizing the goal to such a degree that it becomes an inseparable part of your very identity, a core aspect of who you are.
So let's go even deeper. Ask yourself with brutal honesty, why does this goal truly fundamentally matter to me at a primal level? How will achieving it affect not just my life, but the lives of those around me, my family, my friends, my community, my colleagues? The ripple effect of your success, the positive impact you can create, can be an incredibly powerful and enduring motivator. Consider the deeply inspiring journey of Oprah Winfrey again.
Yeah, she embodies this.
Her desire for success was never simply about accumulating personal wealth or fame. Growing up in profound poverty and enduring significant personal hardship, her desire was deeply interwoven with her personal experiences and a profound, almost spiritual drive to empower, educate, and uplift others.
Mm-hmm.
This powerful emotional connection, her unwavering why, fueled her through immense adversity, from her incredibly challenging childhood to significant professional setbacks, ultimately leading to her global success, unparalleled influence, and an enduring legacy that transcends entertainment.
Oprah's journey vividly illustrates the transformative, almost miraculous power of emotionally connected desire. It wasn't merely a fleeting ambition, it was a deeply personal, resonant mission, a calling. This level of profound emotional investment provided her with an inexhaustible reservoir of motivation, enabling her to transcend extraordinary obstacles and systematically build an empire focused on upliftment, connection, and empowerment. It powerfully reinforces the idea that when your desire is rooted in something genuinely bigger than yourself, something that touches the lives of others, it becomes an absolutely unstoppable force.
For your action step, take the time to meticulously write down the personal and emotional significance of your goal. Articulate with precision how achieving it will not only dramatically change your life, but also positively impact the people in the world around you. Keep this written statement somewhere profoundly visible, a constant, tangible reminder. Revisit it often because this deep, personal, and emotional connection is precisely what makes your desire truly unstoppable.
While desire is undoubtedly the powerful engine, it's absolutely crucial to acknowledge that desire alone is not sufficient. You must also cultivate a profound, unshakable belief in your inherent capability to actually achieve that goal.
Belief again, yeah. It keeps coming back.
It does. This belief acts as the crucial, high-octane fuel that sustains your desire through the inevitable troughs and peaks of your journey. Without genuine confidence in your own ability, your desire, no matter how fervent, will inevitably wane when confronted with significant, protracted challenges.
Napoleon Hill really hammers this point home. Faith isn't just in the goal itself, but in your own worthiness to achieve it, in your inherent capacity to see it through. When you truly believe that your goal is not only possible, but that you inherently deserve it, that you have the right to claim it, your desire becomes exponentially stronger, more resilient, and more tenacious. Doubt, as we've seen, saps and weakens desire. But unwavering faith keeps it burning bright and intensely. So here's another powerful daily affirmation to seamlessly integrate into your routine. I believe that I am worthy of achieving this goal, and I possess the unwavering power to make it happen. Saying this, internalizing this, deeply believing this is incredibly, profoundly powerful. For your action step, practice this affirmation diligently every single day. Say it aloud every morning as you begin your day and every evening as you reflect. This consistent practice of affirming your faith in yourself will act as a powerful anchor, helping to sustain your desire through any and all obstacles, doubts, and setbacks that inevitably arise. Let's circle back to desire and action, because it's not just about getting motivated initially, right?
No, it's about the long haul.
It's about that sustained, relentless action through rejection, through criticism, and through outright failure. Think about J.K. Rowling and Oprah again. Their desire wasn't a fragile, flickering spark. It was an enduring, white-hot flame that propelled them through countless doors being slammed in their faces, through immense personal hardship.
It's absolutely true. Desire isn't merely a fleeting motivational force. It's the profound sustaining power that enables continued action despite repeated setbacks, persistent rejection, and often demoralizing failures. For both Rowling and Oprah, facing overwhelming odds and numerous rejections, their desire wasn't diminished. It was, in fact, paradoxically fueled by the very obstacles they encountered.
Fueled by obstacles, wow.
They didn't just want success. They needed it on a profoundly personal, existential level. And this deep, resonant need transformed challenges into further impetus, into an even stronger resolve.
So for your action step, take a moment to proactively anticipate potential obstacles that might stand in your way on your journey. Then consciously and strategically plan how your unwavering desire will not just help you endure, but actively push you through those challenges. Write down precisely how you will respond when things don't go as planned, and consistently remind yourself that your desire is, in fact, profoundly stronger than any single obstacle you will ever face.
To keep your desire vibrant, potent, and unwavering, it's absolutely imperative to strategically immerse yourself in environments that actively reinforce and amplify your passion. You need to consciously cultivate surroundings, both physical and psychological, that continuously fuel your desire and keep your focus intensely honed on your specific, cherished goal. It's about proactive, intentional environment design.
That's a fantastic point. It's about curation, isn't it? Here are some practical, tangible ways you can actively immerse yourself in your desire. First, surround yourself with like-minded people. Actively seek out communities, groups, or even just a few individuals who genuinely share your passion and are actively working towards similar ambitious goals. Their collective energy, shared commitment, and mutual encouragement will significantly strengthen and amplify your own.
That social support is huge.
Totally. Second, learn voraciously from others' success. Dive deeply into biographies, listen to insightful interviews, read extensively about people who have achieved the very goals you're pursuing. This not only bolsters your belief in what's possible, but also constantly reinforces your own burning desire by showing you a proven path. Inspiration fuels desire, modeling success.
And third, utilize daily reminders. Whether it's a meticulously crafted vision board in your workspace, inspiring quotes strategically placed, or consistent journal entries that articulate and reaffirm your desire, having constant visual and written reminders keeps that desire fresh, potent, and top of mind. Out of sight, out of mind doesn't work here.
Keeps it front and center. For your action step here, commit to finding just one practical way to immerse yourself in your desire daily. Maybe it's listening to an inspiring podcast segment on your commute, or connecting briefly with someone insightful in your field online, or spending 5 focused minutes with your vision board. Make sure your environment actively, relentlessly supports your goals. To cultivate, ignite, and sustain an unwavering desire, here's a comprehensive daily action plan for you, the listener. Start each day with morning visualization. Emotionally visualize yourself vividly achieving your goal, focusing intensely on the profound feelings of accomplishment, the tangible impact, and the people who are sharing that moment with you. The clearer and more emotionally charged this visualization, the stronger your desire will grow. Then immediately follow up with a daily affirmation. Repeat, I believe in my desire and my unwavering ability to achieve it. This powerfully reinforces both the raw desire itself and your essential faith in your own capacity. In the evening, before bed, engage in evening reflection. Reflect thoughtfully on the progress you made that day, no matter how small. Think about how your desire pushed you forward through any challenges, and explicitly reaffirm your deep commitment to your goal for the days ahead. And crucially, throughout your entire day, maintain active immersion. Continuously engage in those environments, the people, the content, the activities that actively fuel your desire and nurture your passion, keeping that flame burning brightly.
We truly urge you to commit to this entire integrated practice for the next 30 days. Observe closely how consistently nurturing your desire through these deliberate synergistic actions profoundly strengthens its intensity and transformative power within you. It's a practice that doesn't just pay dividends, it generates an entirely new trajectory for your ambitions.
Wow, what an incredible journey we've taken today. We've really push the boundaries in this deep dive into the 4 foundational pillars of success: your mindset, the incredible power of persistence, the art of organized thought, and the absolute burning necessity of unwavering desire.
And what's truly paramount to understand as we close is their profound interconnectedness. Each of these elements doesn't just stand alone as an isolated pillar. They mutually reinforce, strengthen, and amplify one another in this dynamic feedback loop.
Yeah, it's a system.
A potent growth mindset fuels persistent effort, which is then precisely directed by organized thought, all powered by an unwavering, burning desire. Together, they don't just create individual strengths, they forge a powerful, self-sustaining engine for truly remarkable, enduring success.
That's right. For you, the listener, you now have a comprehensive, powerful framework at your fingertips. No longer are vague aspirations just floating out there in the ether. You have tangible strategies, a blueprint to transform them into concrete, achievable realities. This knowledge isn't just to inform, it is fundamentally designed to empower you.
As you move forward from this deep dive, maybe consider this provocative thought for your own continued reflection. Which of these four elements, mindset, persistence, organized thought, or unwavering desire, feels like your strongest asset right now, the one you lean on most?
Interesting question.
And conversely, which one do you genuinely feel could use a little more fuel, a little more intentional focus? How might deliberately strengthening that specific area unlock a breakthrough, maybe a cascade of progress that you hadn't even anticipated?
That is a powerful question to sit with. A fantastic way to close. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Go forth, experiment with these insights, put them into robust action, and start building the incredible future you envision.
We wish you tremendous success on your multifaceted journey of growth and achievement. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep thriving in every aspect of your life.